It's the holy month of Pride, as you know. Although I think it's Pride season now. You know, like Lent, we get 40 days. But Pride season is closer to 90. And so if you are not properly deferential to all things rainbow, you'll get yourself a human rights complaint. So this week I spent 2 days covering a human rights tribunal in Ontario. I did it remotely because I'm not like Nikki Ashton. I don't want to waste anybody's money flying me in to cover a tribunal. But the township of Emo, Ontario, population 1,400 people, were dragged before the Human Rights Tribunal by something called Borderland Pride. And Doug Judson, I think is his name. He's a self-described human rights lawyer, for not declaring in May 2020 the holy month of Pride. And it was a long, crazy preamble Pride declaration. And they just said, you know, we're not going to do this. We don't need to. And so they basically are trying to shake the town down and make them pay a bunch of hurt feelings tithes to the gods of hedonism. They want $45,000 out of the mayor and 2 councillors who voted against the Pride Declaration. The entire salary of the entire council, that's the mayor and 4 others, is $33,000 per year. This is a part-time job. Like, the pay is low and the abuse is high. I don't know why anybody would do this job, except insofar as you want to make your community a better place. You know, like the Mayor McQuaker, he owns a trucking company, down-to-earth guy, employs his 2 sons at the trucking company. He doesn't need this headache. I think he makes $9,000 a year to be the mayor. He doesn't need that money. But yet these hurt feelings extorters want to hold him responsible for not voting for their Pride Declaration. On what planet do you think you can hold the politicians to account for the vote they cast, wherein the politician sincerely believes they're representing the will of the constituents? And I will tell you, they did represent the will of the constituents, because since then, the mayor and councillor got reelected. And the 3rd guy just said, this is a headache I don't need. I'm not running again. And who on earth can blame him? Here's the rub. So it's clear the constituents didn't want this Pride Declaration, or at least they don't care that it didn't go through, because the 2 were reelected and the one said, what, for $6,000 a year? I'm not doing this. They want the Borderland Pride and Doug Judson. They got a petition together of 17,000 people or 1,700 people to say, oh, you better give us our Pride Parade. Only 29 of them lived in the community. But you know who doesn't live in the community? One of the applicants in the case against the town of Emo. Doug Judson doesn't live there. So he has no right, even if we were to consider a declaration and the use of the flagpole a service provided by the municipality, I don't think that there's any responsibility on the township to provide a service for somebody who doesn't live there. How does he even have standing here? Who knows? But this poor town has been just dragged through the mud. But this is what they do. You know, if you can force a Catholic school to raise a pride flag, if you can force a township to do something that they democratically voted down, they can force anybody to do anything. And that's what this is about. And it's just a big shakedown. By the way, after the Borderland Pride launched the human rights complaint against the town of Emo, guess what? You know what they got the next year? Government funding from the Liberals. So isn't that neat? And the money they got is sort of in line with municipalities 5 times the size. I'm not implying something. I'll let you connect the dots there, but boy, it sure is convenient.